Hello and welcome to the unedited podcast videocast. If you're watching this on YouTube, you might look like this is edited, but it's not. It's just a plugin that I use on OBS just to record multiple cameras and switch randomly between them. If you want to see how this is made, I'm actually going to make one video for the YouTube channel talking about this and how this is done. So the thing about this podcast is called unedited is because it's not like I don't want to have the work of editing the podcast, but I wanted to make it more efficient as possible. And if you notice that my English is not the best one, just let me remind you that I'm Portuguese from Portugal, and I might not know some of the words that I want to speak, and I may give some random words that are not existent also, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure you, wherever you are in the world, you might understand what I'm saying if you know some English or you know this kind of version of English. But right away, talking about an edit and why I wanted to release this kind of video podcast is because I wanted to make it like the least effort possible. So the thing is, I want to do a bunch of things, and since I'm creating so many things between courses and live training online, by the way, if you're listening to this, I'm having monthly live training sessions. They're about 2 weeks. They are 30 hours. They'll be at the morning Eastern West European time, Central European time, and from 10 to 1, and for example in the afternoon from 3 to 6. So we have sessions of 3 hours, and in those sessions I'll teach you After Effects Advanced, Premiere Advanced, Final Cut, DaVinci, all the things that I usually do and I teach, and those courses will be available on the link in the description. So if you want to check them out, and if you want to subscribe to one course, you'll see in the description. To talking about this unedited and why I wanted to do it like this, and you might think that, okay, but do you really need to make it an edit? Couldn't you just edit? Because if you know editing, you'll edit fast. Of course, and it's not because I'm lazy. I just want to be more efficient with my time and make it less disturbing to what I have to do in the day. So if I have this kind of easy setup that I just come here, start recording, and the video will be ready, the podcast will be ready. I just have to do 2 uploads for each one. I'm creating more content and more efficient. Then I can focus and to create other content, for example, the courses, or I can create another YouTube video, those ones more edited, like for example, the one I was talking about creating, and how do you randomly have this switch between cameras. So I could make a video with more detailed work, more edited and everything. But nonetheless, I wanted to make something that I could just be spontaneous, just work on it, and really seamless kind of workflow that I could just press record and I have a video podcast and an audio podcast so that I could share and get to more people. And on this unedited podcast, what I want to speak about is not only my main areas of work. I will talk about also, for example, not coordination, but actually making more making an arrangement for my life kind of thing. What I mean by this is I have some issues with scheduling stuff and maintaining a schedule, mostly about consistency, because if you work by yourself, sometimes this will happen that you have so many things you want to do, you have so little time, or you have some just distributed holes in your time, and this will disrupt your schedule. And if you're not careful with your schedule, you might feel overwhelmed with the things that you have to do, and you have a bunch of things and you want to do, and you end up by doing nothing. And that's why I wanted to do this kind of podcast where I talk about everything, mostly what I do as a instructor, as this is like my main income. So I teach in schools, and I'm doing these online video courses and also these live training courses. So online video courses are pre-recorded videos that you record a course, and once it's done, it's up there. You can sell it, you can use your other platforms to talk about. Or I could do live training sessions where I have in my website the sessions that when are starting like a course, but live training. Today is so easy to have live training remotely anywhere in the world. You just have to be in the same time as the person that is teaching, but that's the only issue with that. But I do have some bunch of schedules, and if my schedule doesn't fit yours, we might arrange something. For example, if you're in the United States, all the way from Los Angeles, we might have like a schedule so that I could teach anyone who's in Los Angeles, because it's like 8 hours different from Portugal, but here it could be in the evening, in over there in the morning. So we'll arrange something like that if you have those needs. But also my other kind of work is I've been doing some Fiverr teaching also, but I haven't done too much of motion design graphics. So nowadays I mostly focus on teaching and creating this content for YouTube and everything. I've been not doing consistently YouTube. I've been doing some YouTube and then stopping. But what I want to do is have something that I can create consistently and have and I can work on this consistency. So I might talk some of the podcasts. I might talk about organization, about calendar apps, about productivity, about other things that I feel about talking, and it's all unedited. And why I wanted to call unedited, not just because this is like a podcast that it's not edited, but also because sometimes you see a lot of videos online and the videos are perfectly edited, the story, it's all about the story and everything, but your life, it's not a story like that. You don't get to edit parts out. You might get them out of your memory, of course, if they're like blocking you or some way, or they might make you suffer, but your life is not edited. So that's the main thing that I wanted to call this unedited. So our life is not edited out. You might have highlights, you might have some better parts, but usually when you're running, when you're doing some exercise, you're doing some work, whatever it is, you have all this kind of pauses. You all have like moments that it's not perfect all the time. You have up moments, down moments. It's like this guy said that I really resonate with that, with the phrase, the quote, whatever you want to call it. But he was talking about life. If life was not supposed to be up and down, not even your heart was supposed to be up and down. And once you look to your lifeline and you're like, those beep, 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 it goes up and goes down. That's the way life is. And sometimes you have to struggle with something, and whatever you can do to make it better, to make it easier. If it's organizations, if you're like a calendar nerd that you want to schedule everything, even going to the bathroom, you can schedule that, whatever it is. They're all this kind of gurus online that you can optimize your calendar and be perfect, but you're not going to be perfect all the time. You have your down moments, you have your up moments, and so that's the main thing about an edit. So I'll be talking about everything that I'm doing on this kind of journey. I've been creating content for a while now, but I feel like I haven't been consistent with those, and now I want to be more consistent. So I want to work on that, and you can follow up with this podcast and with the video cast just to see if I'm keeping consistent or not. even you can comment on wherever you listen this or whatever it is that you're seeing this. You can comment, well, let's keep it up. Just give a push. That's really helpful for us, for any content creator, just to be consistent on their creations and whatever they're doing. So this is the main reason that I want to call it an edit, just because I'll finish this podcast, this video cast, and just press upload to the website. I might have to do a thumbnail for the YouTube, but I'll keep it pretty simple. Maybe I'll even create some thumbnails that are all similar. I'll just change, for example, just the name, and I can talk about doing thumbnails and the importance of this. And in this podcast videocast, I want to, in this show, I'll call it just a show because it's gonna be the unedited show, and I'll talk about all the struggles with that, just from creating, from editing, just from like organizing your life or exercise. If I want to feel about talking, well, today I didn't want to talk about any work. I just went to the beach and just walk for a while, for an hour or so, and just relax my mind. If I want to talk about something like that, that's the unedited. That's all part of your lives. That's all part of my life. So that's why I wanted to make this the unedited show. So for this one now, and I'll try to keep all the today's Wednesday, so I'll try to keep this every Wednesday, and that way I have my show on Wednesday. I just upload on Wednesday this particular show, and you can see it on YouTube or you can see it on the podcast or any platform of podcasts. Actually, not all the platforms. I'll be uploading to podcasts.com that will share to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Those are the two main places to listen, but you can also listen in podcasts.com. This is a great platform that you can put your podcasts. So that's pretty much about what I wanted to talk about. I hope you join me on this journey of creating an unedited show like this one, and I'll talk about everything. And even if you want me to talk about my experience with something, with software, with whatever it is, with teaching, I have a bunch. Even when you're talking about something in your voice and you have to clear your throat, it will be in the videos and it will be in the podcast. Sorry about that, but it's the unedited show. We'll keep it this way. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Don't forget to leave a like, or in the podcast, anywhere, just give likes because we like likes, and this is about helping one another. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. No, that sounded like MBKHD, so I have to find another exit. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.